Hi, in this step-by-step tutorial you'll be shown how to cover a cake with sharp edges and create the beautiful wafer paper ruffles. You will need either a dummy or a real cake, 2 acrylic plates. The large one must be at least 6 inches wider than your cake. This allows enough room to use a smoother. Saracino pasta top, some tracks, a rolling pin, a blunt kitchen knife and a sharp edge smoother. You may need an acupuncture needle for those pesky little air bubbles. Grab some tracks, smooth it into the side and to the top of the cake, making sure that it's completely covered. If you are covering a dummy cake, place a small weight behind covered in cling film. This prevents the cake from moving. If it was a real cake, you don't need to do this. Warm up your paste with your hands, making sure there's no cracks so it's nice and smooth. Once you start rolling, keep the paste round so it's easier for you to cover your cake. Place your cake onto the smaller plate and lift it over your paste so that you can see if you've rolled your paste out big enough. Gently place the paste over your cake, making sure that you have enough to completely go all the way around the cake. Using the palm of your hand, just gently smooth it round the cake to feel if there's any air bubbles. Make sure that you remove the weight before you start attaching the paste to the side of your cake. Using the palm of your hand and working on the top part of the cake to begin with, gently push in, not too hard, so that your paste is attached to the cake. Then you can work round the sides of the cake, going down, lifting up the paste at the bottom little by little, making nice smooth sides. Once this is done, you need to trim off the excess, leaving about 5mm at the bottom for when you flip the cake over. Lightly dust your cake with icing sugar. Place a larger plate on top of the cake. Then with one hand place in the middle on the top and the other one directly beneath the cake. Then flip your cake over. Using the palms of your hand, just gently push the paste so that's attached to the cake. Then with your spare hand, lightly place it on top of the cake, do not push down. Holding the smoother at the bottom, making sure it's in contact with the plate and the cake at all times. Then you need to push the smoother into the cake, then rocking it forwards and then backwards. So you're pushing the paste one way and then pulling it back into this way. This is how you create those perfect sharp edges. You will start to notice that there will no longer be a gap between the paste and the plate. For taller cakes, place your hand higher up on the handle and press into the top and smooth round. This is making sure that the paste is stuck to the cake. Using a knife, cutting from the outside to the inside, making sure that the paste is attached to your cake. Place the small acrylic plate on the top, then flip the cake back over. Using a soft brush to remove any excess icing sugar. Your cake should now look like this. Perfect sharp edges and smooth vertical sides. Once you have stacked your cake, this sketch will show you how to mark your cake to position the ruffles. You can use a lead-free pencil or just one of your tools to do the markings on your cake. For the ruffles, I have used a Saracino wafer paper, cut into strips. They're around about 35 to 40mm, and then cut into squares. They don't have to be perfect or the same size. You will also notice that there is a rough and a smooth side. You need to place the rough side up. Gently spray with some cool boiled water, then start folding them in different positions. Twisting and folding the paper in different directions, making sure that you have a lot made up before you start applying to the cake. To attach these to the cake, you will need a scriber tool, a brush, edible glue or piping gel. Making sure you put plenty of glue under the ruffle so that you can attach it to the side of the cake as well as the board. Then you can start adding more ruffles as you go along. I then started on the other 2 tiers so that the angle of the ruffles would look the same. Keep working on all 3 tiers, applying the ruffles in position and using pins to keep them placed until they are dry. Work all the way around the cake till you come to the top. Remove the pins when your ruffles are set. Ribbon your board and your cake is now finished.